to talk about um, why do I believe it was a great thing for Donald Trump not to serve a second term. Back in 2020, when Trump allegedly lost the 2020 election, um, he did not serve a second term. But I think it was kind of a great thing that he did not serve a second term because I believe his true legacy would be I paved the way for a certain Republican woman president. Because if history repeats itself, then in 2028, there will be the first woman president. Barack Obama, back in 2008, was the first black president. Um, if history does repeat itself, then in 2028, we will have the first female president that is a Republican. The three women that comes to my mind who will potentially become the first woman president as a Republican is Candace Owen, Tulsi Gabbard, or maybe Trump's own daughter, Ivanka Trump. Um, because this is his true legacy. Because in 2028, whoever one of those three is the Republican nominee, Trump can really say, um, I left a legacy because I paved the way for that person to be the first female president, whether it's Owen, Ivanka, or Tulsi Gabbard. But it still does not change the fact that Donald Trump did defeat some males. He did defeat Ted Cruz in a Republican primary, along with Marco Rubio and John Kasich. Ted Cruz did really well in the Republican primary back in 2016. He won 11 contests. Back in 19 back in 1980, back in 1980, Ronald Reagan defeated George H.W. Bush, one of his vice presidents. Um, he won. George H.W. Bush won 9 contests against Ronald Reagan. Ted Cruz won 11 contests against Donald Trump, which is pretty good. But this is gonna be Donald Trump's true legacy because it would be like he was responsible for that particular candidate to be the first female president as a Republican. Now, in regards to the Democrats, the way how I view the Democrats uh, in 2035, I can see Stephen A. Smith. Let's just say that he become more knowledgeable in politics. I can see him potentially be like, okay, I'm gonna help the Democrat Party, and he's charismatic. He debate for a living. I can see for the next 8 years after the Republican dominates um, in 2028 and 2032, I can see Stephen A. Smith throw his hat in the ring and run as a Democrat and win in 2035 if when he becomes more knowledgeable in politics. After his contract will be long gone, his 5 year, $100 million at ESPN is long expired, has long expired. So this is, or maybe somebody like a Jon Stewart or something that can help them. But from 2020 to 2032, I believe this will be the year that we will have a Republican female president. Um, and why do I say that it's guaranteed that the Republican will win re-election in 2032? Because 9 times out of 10, a sitting president running for re-election always get a second term. It only happened one time in history, which was Donald Trump in 2020, even though he gained 11 million more votes, and then the Republican Party outperformed all across the board, and he won the needed state that he needed to win in order to be to get reelected, but he did not get reelected. And what I also hear is Kamala Harris was robbed in the 2024 presidential election. That is not true because Trump won Ohio, Iowa, and Florida, and then he swept through all the swing states. And he swept through all the swing states, and then the Republican Party again overperformed all across the board when he was on the ballot. And also, for all these people out there that say Donald Trump did not get a mandate, his victory is not a mandate because he only won the popular vote by 2 million votes. It's one of the four smallest in history. The Democrat got squashed to the point that Democrat propagandist Brian Tyler Cohen stopped wearing suits and ties during his videos because Brian Tyler Cohen always used to wear suit and ties in all of his videos, and he had music play in his background. But ever since the Democrat got squashed, he went into a depressed mode where he's just depressed, sitting on the studio, talking to a microphone, talking to the microphone. So this is why I believe it was a great thing for Donald Trump not to serve a second term, because whoever is the Republican female president in 2028, it will be because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump paved the way by defeating Nikki Haley and Kamala Harris, and then Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Whether it's Candace Owen, whether it's Ivanka Trump, or whether it's Tulsi Gabbard, these are the three Republicans that I can see who will throw their hats in the ring, run for president, and potentially become the nation history first female president. In 2008, Barack Obama was the first black president. In 2028, who knows? It could be either one of those three that can become the first woman president. Ivanka Trump never even really hinted that she wanted to run for president. I mean, I remember like a few weeks ago, I quote tweeted one of Candace Owen tweet back in December of 2024 saying that she was thinking about running for president. So in 2028 or 2032, but she can't decide. So this is all I gotta say.